Hi guys, it's Amy from Nail Polish Baby 90 and welcome to today's video. This is the part of my end of year recap. Can you believe that we are finishing 2017? Like, where did that even go? So up in the early part of January, in the first week, I'm going to be doing my top 17. I think I'm up to 17 polishes of 2017, and that, like I say, that video will be up at around the 4th, 5th, 6th of January. But today I'm just here to kind of give I didn't know what to call the video. It's like a nail chatter. I'm going to talk back through the year, my highlights, my trends, what I think about 2017 as a nail polish world point of view. Just stick with me, it'll all become clear. The first thing I want to say is I think that when I think back on 2017, I will think of this as the year of reds and pinks. Reds, pinks and oranges, peaches. That colour family has stolen the show this year. It's been everywhere, in every collection we have had very heavy in that colour family, highlighted I guess with the California Dreamin' collection, which was predominantly pinks, oranges, peaches and reds. Then we have Zoya Party Girls that had some purples thrown in, which was still very pinks and reds. I'm just thinking that this year, when I think back, will be like, oh, that was the year that there was pinks and reds everywhere. And it may be subjective to me because I am not a huge fan of that colour, but I did enjoy the California Dreamin' collection. It was just a very, very pink heavy, very pink and red heavy. I just think that although the Pantone colour of the year this year was green, for some reason for me when I think back, I will think of this year as red and pink and peach. And also Sally Hansen did colour of the moment, and a lot of those were like pink as well. It's just been a pink year. Can you see what I'm saying? And I also will be doing a Pantone video for next year's colour, which is Ultraviolet. So that will be coming also in the early part of January. 2017 was also the year of rebranding of indie polish makers and of mainstream. OPI changed its label in middle of the Iceland collection, which is still strange to me. I understand that they wanted to maybe align things so both Infinite Shine and normal OPI were more similarly packaged, but to do it halfway through a collection made zero sense to me, because I know if I'd got half the collection in one label and half in the other, that would have been really frustrating. I wish that OPI had either made an announcement and said, hi, we're rebranding, the Christmas collection is going to be the first one in the new labels, or 2018 is going to be new labels, because when they first came out and people started getting them from like eBay and e-tailers, people thought, is this a fake? Have I been duped by a fake OPI? So I just think that OPI announcing it would have made things a lot easier. We've had a lot of indie brands go through changes this year. We've had Pretty Serious and Cert Colours who have done a repackaging and changing of their labels. We've had some indie brands like Lou It Yourself turned into Bluebird lacquer. So there's been quite a lot of changes in the indie world as well as mainstream. So again, 2017 is the year of the rebranding and the changing of packaging. There were some nail trends in the world this year, and I think I want to say that two of them that come to mind in particular were multi-chromes and duochromes. They kind of, towards the end of 2016 and all through this year, they have taken the world by storm, as all I see everywhere is multi-chromes and all these multi-chromes with flakies, multi-chromes with hollows. They're just everywhere. I ain't mad at it. I'm quite a big fan of multi-chromes, if I'm honest, and I think that's when we see brands like Tonic Polish ride the wave, where Tonic makes amazing multi-chromes, and multi-chromes have been the thing to get this year. So they've really ridden the wave and they've grown a lot of popularity based on the polishes that they make. But if we also think back to PolishCon in the early part of this year, a lot of their exclusives were multi-chromes as well. Or if it's not a multi-chrome, it's a very strong shimmer, like the Unicorn P trend that came in. So it's either a multi-chrome or a Unicorn P strong flash. They've definitely been the theme of this year. Creams have kind of taken a back seat and it's all about all the different effective polishes. In the autumn we saw the return of thermal nail polishes to the indie market. I was super surprised. I didn't think that thermals would ever make a comeback. Thermals was something years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. I think it's where indie makers try to focus on things that they could do that mainstreams couldn't to set themselves apart. So scented polish, so magnetic polish, which mainstreams then picked up. Special ones that transition certain ways and thermal polishes. They tried to do that because that was what was different and they could offer, and that's why thermals were, to me, one of the first things that indies did. Thermals have had their ups and downs throughout the time. I mean, if they should really always to stay in their cold state in the bottle, but if you start looking at the polish and it's in the warm state all the time, you know that the colour change no longer works. And some colour change polishes will have really good lifelines on the thermal polishes, and other ones only last like 3 or 4 months and then the transition changes. Also, if you expose thermals to high changes of temperature, that can affect them working. So say for me, if I order from the US, think of all the heat changes from the cold into the plain, back out again, back in again. Like, how is a thermal still going to work when it gets to me when it's gone through all of those different heat changes? So for me, I'm not into it. I think they're fun. I think I can definitely see why they're interesting. I mean, the ones that I've seen which are like clear transition to a colour, amazing, so fun. But I just don't think the thermal trend is for me. I like it, I'm not super into it. I think this year the indie market has like had quite a lot of changes to it. If you think back, personally from like the UK indie standpoint, there has been a lot of brands that are going on hiatus, coming back, closing, changing. I think that it's been a bit of an unrestful year, especially in the UK indie market. And I was thinking about this recently because I did kind of consider for like 5 minutes whether maybe I would start an indie brand. And ultimately, the issues that we have with postage, not only within our own country, but we can't really post outside, would prevent me from being able to grow a successful brand. So I can completely see why it's hard for UK indies, especially because they only have the market in our smallish country when you compare it to the rest of the world. But yeah, we need to sort the postage out. I hope that sorts out soon. I don't really feel that there's been as many new indies this year as there has been some closing. I think there's been some icons that have closed this year, and some of the original indie brands are like slowing down a little bit. You have a split. You have some like Glisten and Glow and KB Shimmer that are in warehouses and employing people and going one way, and then you have the other side of the indie market, which is people at home doing it as a side business on top of their regular jobs. And I think that's an amazing commitment, but I can see how life balance, sometimes something's got to give, and that's why we're losing some of these indie brands, which makes me sad because I wish that they could all just quit their jobs and make polish full time. From my point of view, I think that this has been a great year in indie polish and mainstream. I think that you're always going to think back on the current year and think it's been good. I feel like I've bought a lot of polish this year, and I've tried a lot of mainstream collections this year. I spoke about this before, but I think that Essie has really had an amazing year collection wise. There would probably be my top picks. Those and Zoya possibly have been my favourite collections this year. OPI have been a bit hit and miss with. I didn't really like the California Dreaming collection a ton. It was nice, but like I've said, it was too much of one colour. But I really In Love with the Iceland collection. But I think that Zoya and Essie have been quite consistently steady and producing things that have been quite well received by everybody. I just want to thank you all so much again for being with me this year, and I hope you've had a great Christmas and moving on to a good start to 2018. For me, it's been a year of big changes in my YouTube career. I mean, hitting 4,000 subscribers was amazing, and also hitting 3.5k on Instagram has been a great achievement. The numbers don't mean everything, but to hit a milestone like that is kind of like a pat on the back, and just a bit of, I don't know, it just shows that the effort and energy that I put into my channel is all paying off, and that there's people out there watching and I'm not just talking to myself. I got to do a collab and obviously meet Jess in person this year, which is an amazing thing, and I don't think there's a ton of nail polish videos out there that feature 2 nail polish vloggers in one video, so I'm very proud that Jess and I got to do a video for each channel, and hopefully we will do that again next year or the year after when we next get together. I would definitely like to do that again because it was so fun but so strange being in the room with somebody filming a video at the same time. It was a bit of a weird but amazing thing. I think we both sat down and were like, do you want to do an intro? Do you want to start the video? It was funny to not just be in a room by myself talking to a camera. We are starting 2018 off with a bang. Like I say, I am doing my nail polish favourites for this year. This year, 2017, not this year, 2018. I don't know when this video is going up. We're going to do 2017 favourites, and then I'm going to be doing a Throwback Thursday month. Every single week in January we are going to have a Throwback Thursday video, and they're going to be bright and fun and vibrant colours, and we're going to look at some summer collections in this dark and wintry time. I'm going to gear you up and get you ready for the summer to be back and give you some ideas for what bright colours to wear on your nails. And I'm going to be doing the Pantone Colour of the Year video on the